Oh, I've had that for a little while.
Welcome to the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends at the following. The Searcher and Hide podcast, for mind-intriguing discussions about wrestling, movies, Bigfoot, aliens, and everything in between, then look no further than the Searcher and Hide podcast. You can find the Searcher and Hide podcast on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. Go check them out today. And Outside the Ring STL, join Shaft and General Vader along with others who share their love for professional wrestling as they talk about the recent shows from the major wrestling companies, all independent promotions from around the St. Louis area, and even talk about great moments in St. Louis professional wrestling history. Find them on Facebook at Outside the Ring STL. Get ready for episode number 48 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast featuring longtime wrestling veteran, The Freak, Pretty Boy Floyd. This podcast is scheduled for one episode where falls count everywhere. We thank all of you joining us for tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Before we get underway, we pay honor, tribute, and respect to the greatest nation in the world as we play our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for that ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome. It is episode number 48 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. We got a little bit of a different look for you this week because Mr. GQ decided to take himself a little bit of a vacation and go right to the city where ACW will be having their shows this weekend. But we'll get to that here in just a moment. But I am, of course, Rough Cut Rick with Ruby. With me to my right, and of course, the camera's left, is the one and only, the first ever guest on this very show. Joker is with us here tonight. And yes, we are wearing matching shirts because we, at one time, at least we have a record for at least one match. We were an established tag team.
And it was a victory, too.
Yeah. Yeah, was a victory. And then, of course, that was actually in a tournament. And then, of course, after that first round of the tournament, the whole big
fake COVID hit.
Yeah, the whole controlling and the man-made virus went out and started killing people. So, but that's my take on that. So anyway, but hey, how you doing, man?
Not too bad. How are you?
Not too bad. Hey, thanks for coming out. And at least I'm gonna have some enjoyable company this week instead of having somebody, calling us, somebody calling us like the Bald Twins or something like that, with the other guy on the other side. But,
yeah, I'm not going to be throwing toilet paper at the camera and doing all that stuff neither. And I'm way better to look at than GQ.
Well, I hope he's having his fun. He kind of needs a vacation because he has been getting a little bit cranky lately.
He does, and that dude works real hard too. I know, all jokes aside, I've known him a real long time, and he works super duper hard for every organization that he's in. So, hey, GQ, take some time, get some vacation in, and do your thing, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We all need that time. In fact, I think my time wasn't long enough this year. But I'm probably gonna if I can have my choice, I'll probably be having 2 vacations next year.
2 vacations?
Heck yeah!
I don't think I've had 1 vacation really in a long time.
I think I'm gonna come up with some new illness, and and then I'm gonna look, I'm gonna need to be quarantined for about 2 months away from everything, and then and then I'll come back to work then.
Well, COVID's going through the Greek alphabet, so just wait until your letter comes up.
Kind of like the hurricanes, right?
Right.
Yeah. We got the Delta. Here we go with the E. Who knows what they're going to make up with the E?
I don't know what the R is, but as soon as they get to your R, then there's your go.
Yeah. Crap. So anyway, we're going to actually, before we get into a little bit more, we got some shows coming up, and of course, some of us are busy this weekend. I haven't really gotten a chance to let everybody know where I was this past weekend, but it will be known very shortly where I was, and but until to tell the other people where I was this weekend, so I don't start dropping bombs. But I'll just say I was somewhere new this past weekend, and one person saw me live that we know, you and I know very well. In fact, that person, I thought we were supposed to be on there, and that for Shaft here. I was looking, it looked like he had maybe one calling guest. No one showed up at the studio today.
I know, man. That's crazy. I was going to actually go up there tonight and do a little stuff with them. And I thought we were going to go up there and be a part of that thing. And then he had some other stuff going on, and thought for sure that he was, it was going to be a little bit crowded. And then I had something come up, and then I knew I was doing this as well. So, schedules didn't align, but, here pretty soon, hopefully we'll get with him, and both of us can be over there too.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I want to do here is, like I said, and of course, Vader chimed in from outside the ring STO. Thanks for reviewing, Vader.
What's up, Vader?
We push your show religiously here every week, so you don't have to worry about us. Don't have to worry about us, man. Let's see. Well, hold on. Oh, wait. I think, don't I have this open? I thought I had my, there we go. This is what I wanted to share. All right, so here we go. So we're going to go over these shows that are around the St. Louis and Illinois metro area. And once again, if you are a different promotion from what I'm showing here today, you want to promote your show, you can always reach us at fallscounteverywhere@gmail.com. Find us at Falls Count Everywhere on Facebook, and also at FCE Podcast on Twitter. That's actually been new here for about a week or so. But yeah, we are on Twitter as well. But hey, CHWA coming. They're there every Sunday with their doors opening at 3, bell time at 3:30. Adults for $10, kids for $5. And no, they're not selling them. That's how much your tickets are, and the tickets are bought at the door. And this weekend, their pay-per-view that's on Patreon. It's a School of Hard Knocks. CHWA will present. And in main event, of course, the Butcher, Damian Blade, defending the CHWA heavyweight title against PT Beckham in a return grudge match. And these two have had quite the battle over, of course, the Midwest. And here's what I'm going to leaving for Saturday. Well, I should say maybe tomorrow night. But it's American Championship Wrestling coming to stopping in Branson, Missouri. One of my favorite vacation spots. 2 shows on Saturday and Sunday, August 28th and August 29th. Doors will open at noon. Bell time is at 1 p.m. for both shows. All tickets are $10. You really can't beat it. You're going to see one of the feature matches there of the Island Girl, Tracy Taylor, who's going to be taking her shot and trying to capture the ACW Ladies Championship from Miss Hyde. And, of course, Bruno Shaman, formerly of the Night Stalkers, will get a shot at the ACW heavyweight champion Brian James. And I guess somehow I faded out of the picture. So, oh well. Yeah, whatever. I still love the ACW, and I will be there. And, of course, Labor Day weekend, Sunday, September 5th, WPW presents Slamfest. What the hell is wrong with me? Christ. Woo! Hello, I need drugs. All right. The VIP tickets are $20. You can get in 1 hour before the bell time, and you will also have front row seating and, of course, also a special signed autograph poster package, and also like some concessions. General adult tickets, though, are $10. Child tickets are $5. Main event for that has been announced as Curtis Payne, centered here, defending the WPW heavyweight title against Hollis Giroux, former U.S. champion in WPW. So, hey, go and check them out.
A lot of good shows coming up.
Yeah, they are. And so I think that's all the time we have right now. But I know during the intro we had our featured guest come in, but we're not going to make him wait any longer.
Absolutely.
And he's a working man, just like most of us are working men here.
Right.
We want to make our definitely want to make our presence felt. In one way or the other.
His presence felt everywhere he goes.
Oh, man, no. I mean, he's got a style like none other, and he has been wrestling for over 30 years. If I have to get, I think about at least 31 years now he's been in here. But now he's still traveling across the Midwest, and he's got a style like no other. Right now he holds at least 2 titles that I know, at least in 2 different promotions, including Illinois Elite Wrestling's Midwest Championship. But everybody, put your hands together and make some noise for the freak, Pretty Boy Floyd. Hey, what's going
up,
on,
guys?
man?
What's up?
All right, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. How's it going?
Man, everything, just slow motion, just out here, just doing my thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. we got to do what we know, right? To keep on living.
Absolutely.
Shoot, man. So how are things been? How have things been going for you lately? I know you've been stopping at least in 2 different promotions, but are you traveling more than just Illinois, or is that pretty much your stops right now? Because I know you're pretty busy.
Yeah, well, as of now, just Illinois, and actually pretty much with 4 companies. So that's busy enough as I want to be. Hopefully going to get back to my traveling overseas in October real soon. I'm getting ready for that. Back to my my DJ gigs, which is picking up, and of course the OTR driving truck. So it's just been, I don't know, East Coast, West Coast, northbound, southbound, everything in the middle, just all in one ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go over this real quick. So currently you are the IEW Midwest champion. IWA Productions, you're still their light heavyweight champion or
Right.
cruiserweight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, yeah, the light heavyweight champion. And PWX, I am their United States champion, and of course, RCW still their 2-belt champion for 2 years.
Wait, you're a cruiserweight?
No light.
Hey, you be a cruiserweight.
I can fit in any category you want me. I could be, light. I could be heavy. I could be thin. I could be thick. You name it.
Hey, I wasn't throwing no shade. I was just saying, we've been in the ring a couple times.
Oh, well, I've worked both of you guys before,
Hey, you know what? I'll say this here, Floyd. If I call myself cruiserweight and they let me go for that title, then somebody's smoking something. That's all I'm gonna say.
That'll go over real well. Yeah, I can see that. But a cruiserweight doesn't be like Ruby, cruiserweight be like, I'm pretty sure to put some butts in to see people would want to come see that. That'd be like interesting, something totally different.
It can work though. It can work though because if I use the same scale and it goes no higher than 199, I'm good.
Hey, hey Floyd, couldn't you see Ruby sliding that belt up and down like Adrian Adonis used to do, off and on?
I'll come wearing that belt. I'll wear the belt around my calf and kick it up.
Oh yeah, that would be something.
Oh shoot! And then so it looks like Kurt Reed also chimed in with Pro Wrestling Extreme. That you are their U.S. champion as well.
Yes, PWX Powerhouse. Yes, Wrestling Extreme. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got 3 titles. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I mean, this is probably, I could say, the prime with wrestling with me. It's kind of strange. I mean, it just came in one lump sum. I was like, champion here, champion there, champion here, champion there, and I'm like, this is. I mean, it's a lot of work on the old man.
Shoot.
The suitcase is getting heavy everywhere you go, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I just have to make sure I have the right title at the right company. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah, so sure, we're going to go ahead and get started here on the way. And, of course, Mr. GQ, apparently he's not had enough vacation here because look at him. He's already chiming in.
Oh, goodness.
He's not in the passenger seat this week.
Right.
And he'd been I kind of stuffed him in the trunk since he's not going to be around. Right. So
right.
Yeah.
That's where he belongs.
Yeah.
Man, and I gave him a compliment and everything, and he's still gonna get on here and start talking crazy.
Yeah, he wants to start. He wants to start with the first question of why doesn't Floyd have a decent manager like GQ? Well,
yeah.
I don't know. Have you seen this guy's? Have you seen this guy's catering tab? Just saying, it's no wrestler wants to do that.
How about GQ?
Yeah.
Oh God, that man, he's a nutcase. He's a good guy though, but he's a nutcase. But I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah. His favorite by the jug. Oh man, I am talking smack, and I'm so gonna get it come Saturday, but I don't care. Oh man. So I know he tried calling earlier, and I didn't have the phone hooked up here. So GQ, I'm sorry, I'm kind of running busy. If you would have known what this place was like or the studio was like before he came here, because he wanted to come here, I'm like, yeah, come here, I can get this cleaned up. Man, I just don't move like I used to when it comes to cleaning, man. I don't. But I got a lot of it clean though, because trust me, you would not be able to walk where you did last week. Oh, I had to say the words.
Yep.
Here we go. Let's see.
On the park.
Domino's, man, take your order.
But I don't care what you all got to say. You could be like that all you want, but Ruby, that's why you suck and have no titles no more.
Oh, he went there.
I just want to say hi to Floyd. Call me. I'll get you more titles.
Okay.
Hey,
you give me more titles.
Hey, listen, no joke. GQ is the manager of champions. I should know because I am one that he managed as a champion.
You know what? In my career, he's probably one of the ones that have not managed me yet. Which is kind of strange. I think. We might have to do something about that in the future. I think.
Yeah, sources say that he's got a high list of demands, which
Yeah,
you know.
I can see the freak Pretty Boy Floyd managed by GQ.
Yeah.
I got a little kick to it. You got a little kick to it. Yeah, managed by GQ, the free Pretty Boy Floyd. It's something to think about.
Anything's possible, man. Anything.
Of course.
I can only imagine the mask you put on him.
Yeah. Or the feather boa.
Right.
Oh Lord. And yes, you'll need something to freshen the air when GQ's around. I'm just saying right now. Yeah, always good to have an emergency stash. Shit. So man, let's get.
Sure.
Yeah, so let's go and get in with our questions here for you tonight. Once again, I want to thank you once again for taking your time out. I know you got a real busy schedule, and for guys like me, I try to showcase everybody that has done their time in the business. At least should get some recognition, and just try to showcase the guys. So the first question I got here for you is when did you start watching wrestling? And who were your favorite wrestlers when you first started watching it on TV?
That's a real good question. I started watching wrestling. I would say probably in my early teens. And I would say back then, I would say like the late 70s, early 80s. When you think about it, I remember when World Class Championship Wrestling started. I never forget when they showed the previews to that. They were just like, WCCW is getting ready to start, coming on TV, checking out Saturday and everything and stuff. And, it came out and everybody was like, the Von Erichs, who's the Von Erichs? And when they came out, I mean, they had like a real big show at the Sportatorium. And it was like for an hour, and Bill Mercer, everything was, going over with the guys, and the card was just good. I mean, when they had like the Missing Link, and them guys, Kamala, Chris Adams, and then of course the Von Erichs and the Freebird feud, and it just went from there. And then back in the day, when it was WWF, they had it was more of the Funk Brothers, Bruno Sammartino, Superfly, those type of Superstar Billy Graham, those types of matches, which was good. And then you had Mid-South Wrestling, which was good also, wrestling down in Memphis and Houston with Lawler, Austin Idol, them guys and stuff, which, of course, wrestlers was bouncing around like Kamala. He was down there at Mid-South at one point in time. Terry Taylor, Ted DiBiase, those guys. And then the National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA, which also had, Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes, the Four Horsemen, Chief Wahoo McDaniel, and so on. So back then, it was so many wrestling. I mean, the UWF, of course, which was good. That came out. The UWF, I would say, try not to get this wrong. I said UWF came out, I say maybe early 90s after everything, like 87 and stuff. I would say that because when they had Starrcade 87 in Chicago, I would say 88, 89, then UWF started coming on, and then WCW started to merge with the UWF, if you guys remember that. And they had the Fantastics and Dr. Death Steve Williams, and then the Freebirds went down to UWF, and UWF was really, really good. I hated when they folded. They was good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I think when we were talking about the UWF, I know there was a UWF in the mid 80s though, because I know with Dr. Death being their champion, and then Terry Taylor actually had their TV title around 86, 87. But then I think something, and then they went to I think the UWF I'm talking at least I was featured on like Dark Side of the Ring, with Hank Abrams or whatever it was. Yeah, I think that was. I don't know that could have not been the same guy. because
Well, that's what I mean. Back in the day, all the guys was pretty much, going where the money was, and who was doing, this and that and that and this, and so they was like bouncing like all over the place within like 6 months to a year, trying out different feds, and then just come back. So back then it was just all just flippity floppy. Wrestlers was like everywhere, just trying to get their names out there, and they did, and that was good for them.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna move on to our next one here because Joker's got some here too.
So next question for you is, at what point did you decide that you wanted to get into the wrestling business, and how did you get your chance to get involved?
Okay, well, back when WCW the very first show at the Rosemont Horizon back then was December 14, 1986. That was their first full show after they did the Super Clash 85 when they merged with the AWA and had that big show at White Sox Park. Then after that, when NWA merged with the AWA and did that big show, then their first show was December 14th. And I went to that show. The main event, if I can remember, it was Dusty and let me see Dusty and Nikita went against Tully and Flair was the main event. And after watching NWA over the years and stuff, and then had my opportunity to go there, I went to all their shows. I never missed a show when NWA came to town. Then they went from there and went to the UIC Pavilion in Chicago. And I saw this truck one morning. I was going to get one of my tickets, I think for one of the pay-per-views or something like that. And I was approached at that time. Hubert was working with them. And they approached me and everything and stuff and was like, "Are you here to get a ticket and everything?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm here to get a ticket for the show." They was like, "We've seen you a couple times before, this and that and everything." I'm like, "Oh, okay," and everything. So then he was like, "Well, if you're interested, our crew that normally was going to help us, is not here, and we were trying to call some other guys that's not going to be able to make, to come down and everything and stuff." And then they just it was weird. It was like, if you want, help us with the ring and everything and stuff, I could, get you in the show for free. And I was like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Okay." So, I'm like, "Okay, well, if I can get in the show for free, just to put up a ring here, I do my tryouts." So one thing led to the next, everything. They were like, "Okay, we're going to come around here, down the aisle, or how to truck back into an arena and everything is set up and stuff." So I get in there at the UIC Pavilion. It was like right about 10, 11 o'clock. No, actually it was 11 because tickets start sales at 11 o'clock. So about 11:30, quarter to 12, I'm down there and I'm in the basement and stuff. And we get ready to set all this up. And I'm just looking at this arena and just smelling like these ice cold seats. When you're in an arena, it's just cold and everything. And it's like your echo goes all over, your voice. So then I was got introduced to people, big names at WCW and everything and stuff. And we just started setting up the ring, and they just started explaining stuff to me. And then one thing led to the next. Then after that night, they was like, "You did a good job, everything and stuff. If we'll be back here on this date. If you want to come back and help out again." So about 2-3 shows of that within 4 or 5 months. Then they started putting me on the road. And then we started, was able to train and stuff and go through that, which was kind of cool. You get the ring set up like 10, 11 o'clock during the day. You had all that time to work out, So then the boys would come in, and then you have a chance, they want to stretch out and work out with you, which was good. Had a chance to work out, some sparring techniques with like Arn, Brian Pillman back in the days. I did some stuff with Steve Austin, like early, just train out. They just, want to do some things, try some stuff. Mr. Hughes and everything, Z-Man, it was wild back then. And then it just escalated from there. And then, of course, I was trying to see how I can get, with this company. And we went to a show. They introduced indie wrestling because I really didn't understand wrestling at the time, like how to do it. I was trying to do like you apply for like a job at Popeye's Chicken or something, fill out an application, right? Yeah, I'm like, "Where's the application? How do you do this?" They're like, "No, it don't work that way, pal." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." They were like, "You got to start here and get trained and this and that." And, yeah, it was crazy though.
How did Did you get paid? Did you get paid back then for stuff that you did, like just setting up being ring crew or whatever? Did you get paid for stuff like that, or did you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. They were, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was basically, they had like their application was not like I said, an application like for like Popeyes or Walmart or anything like that. Just a little thing that you just kind of put your information that they need, like your name, address, social security number, things like that. And then they just have a little information about you. And then you got paid and everything. So they took care of everything, for you, your room, your travel and everything. So, but back then you had to hold on to receipts. Hold on to your receipt, like if you travel by bus or rent a car, you just hold on to your receipts and give them to them, then they just reimburse you. So
that had to be awesome, because I know guys these days that would be like, wait a minute, so I get to go in the ring and get thrown around by these guys? That's payment enough, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, it was that too, but like I said, everything just like happened, and and like not too many people say they can work out with certain superstars. Like even though like I had a chance to work out with Johnny B. Bad, and everything and stuff. It's just a little sparring techniques, a couple throws here and there, but I mean, still it all adds up. It just all added up over time, which was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Yeah. So, excuse me here. So, with the with you getting the chance to put up the ring and you're doing like some type of sparring, I mean, when did you get into on a regular training basis, like who trained you and taught you your basis on a regular basis?
Well, that's what I said. After that, then after meeting with Hubert, everything, which is known as the Beast and stuff, he was pretty much, my beginner mentor at the time and stuff. And then we went to down with Rocky Brewer, where we first started in Iowa, with some things there where I met Mark Morton and Bubba down at the time down there, which we went up against Beast and I, which we was going as I'm trying to see. We wasn't using the new. We went as the Soul Brothers, believe it or not, the Soul Brothers, and we went up against this team called Thunder and Lightning. So after that, then some things was going on with Windy City Wrestling back in the day and stuff like that, which I did some training with them guys, and everything, So with them guys at Windy City, and they was crossbreeding with another popular Illinois organization. I can't remember the name of it at the time and everything. So, but that's where pretty much a lot of the training went there. And then the majority of it was with WCW, training with the guys and stuff. And then me and Beast was always, training, and he was bringing some other students down and stuff, depending on what state we was in, and just kind of just getting the workout and getting actually okay from like senior official referees, Nick Patrick and all them guys, and Pee Wee Anderson and all them and stuff that's giving us what to do, the right and wrongs. And it just basically escalated. And then after a while, we just started getting signed up with any promotion. Like I said, with Rocky Brewer, started off with him in Madison, Wisconsin, was my first match against the Prince of Darkness, which was good. And then after that, that's following week, within 2 weeks, that's where I met Mark Morton in Davenport, Iowa, with Rocky Brewer. And then from there, we went on, got introduced to Frank Reed with RCW, or I don't know, was that the right name back in the day? And he went under so many names.
I don't know. There's a reason why people change their names. I'm just saying.
That's why I'm keeping it current on what's current now. So
don't all three of us know somebody who faked his death?
I don't know about that. Shoot. So how long did you get before you had that first match though? How long of regular training did you have before you got that first
I went through probably my first match, I would say maybe about 3 or 4 years. Because I mean, once they saw I was able to take bumps, and then Rocky Brewer had brought us down and everything, and I remember we had did a workout like a weekend before and stuff, and then it was just kind of a hit and miss thing. Like I said, when they say you're working this guy, the Prince of Darkness, I was like, okay. And I was, oh man, that first match was like, I mean, it was packed. It was like 800 people was there. I mean, the building was old. It stunk. It just smelled like bodies, but it was good though. You know, and the crowd was loud. Yeah, you know, and I'm just like, oh my God. And you know how you go like behind that curtain, every time you pull it back, you just smell that odor, and you be like, oh my God, you know, but it's like I gotta go out here. So then
Yeah,
I
how many
came
shows
out,
have been at this
yeah.
venue? Oh my God.
You know, but to be nervous and sitting there in front of my first crowd, 800 people, and believe it or not, which is strange as it is, I did win my first match. That I wasn't
Wow.
expecting, but yeah, I did. I won my first match. But yeah, after 3.5 to 4 years of training, like I said, with something with when they see the wrestling and WCW, which both of them, if you look at WCW, but yeah, that's where it all had started. And like I said, there was all kind of different trainers. I mean, I had trained back in the day. I mean, with the guys, these other guys, they was like looked like the Road Warriors. They were called the Untouchables. And they actually came out like men from like The Godfather. I mean, they really had like the big hats, and these guys, their manager. I mean, they was really awesome. Those guys was good. I remember fighting them. I think in Orland Park. It was a 6-man match. Tiny was there, which he was like the real big guy. It was a 6-man match, and I mean, man, I mean, those guys. I mean, pressed me over their heads and dropped me and threw me out into the crowd, down to the floor and stuff. It was wild back then. I mean, it really was wild. I mean, the stuff that I've been through. Yeah, it's some stuff I've been through in wrestling. I'm telling you. I mean, if you look at all the stuff, injuries and merchandise that was like stolen, and your gear, and just things that just go through over the years is just crazy, man. I mean, my name was really, really hard to get put out there because it was so flamboyant back then, and it was really like, eye lifting. Everybody else had like, the Big Brood, or the Masked Assassin, or the Assassin, or the Caveman Dave, and I'm just saying all these kind of names, and then here I come, Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Shoot, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, with the road that you've been on though, and I mean, just getting that break, and then having like Mark Merrow and like other guys in there, with other officials from WCW. I mean, my gosh, I mean, you can't get any luckier than that. And of course, you mentioned the whole Chicago area. One thing I want to bring up here with Aaron Wallace here. He wants to know what your memories are of the AWF that was in there, with the American Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, the American. I mean, that was. I mean, my God, that offer when it came upon. Beast came to me, and Sonny Rogers. Him and Sonny Rogers had a meeting, and they was looking for some extra guys. As we was running Missouri back then as well. That time, that's when was the Big Texas was going on down in St. Louis, every Monday night. So we was out there with that, and plus doing some other stuff too, still with Rocky Brewer and everything, and then some other leagues with Windy City, Hit and Miss, with them, because we was, doing a lot for Missouri. So then I get a call. I was actually on lunch at that time. I was front end supervisor for Home Depot, one of my jobs, and I get a call on my lunch and everything. And Beast was like, Floyd. Yeah, I'm like, back then we had pagers, so we had to go to a payphone and call, so my pager blowing up. 911, 911, 911, 911. I'm like, oh God, okay. So I'm getting to the payphone. The line is back. There's like 2 people on the phone, and I'm like, 911, 911, 911, 911. I'm like, all right. So I get to the payphone, I dial the number and everything and stuff. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I've been trying to get on the phone. I'm like, people's here. I'm on my lunch break. What's up? He was like, well, I just had a meeting with Sonny Rogers and everything, and they're looking for some guys to run this 2-day TV taping in St. Charles, Illinois for the AWF. Like, all the guys are going to be there, mixed talent from WCW and WWF, Nails, all of them going to be there and everything and stuff. He was like, are you going to do it? I'm like, it's a pig's ass sport. Is a pig's ass sport? Yes, I'm going to do it. I want to be there, of course. So like, all right, here's the dates and everything. So as soon as we got those dates, I went right up to my manager and everything. Gabe, I got to have these dates off. This is like life and death. I got to be here. I can't miss it. If you book me, to come to work, I ain't going to be here. I gotta have it off. They were like, oh, no, it's no problem. So I had work. It was like a month later. So I worked like pretty much 3 weeks. You know, so I made sure I had that time off. I'm working like everybody else shift. Whoever didn't come in, I'll be in to do it because I don't want nothing to interfere with these dates I have to have off. So we get there. We get there. We walk in the door, and I'm like nervous because I'm like, okay, I've been on like, you know, like indie TV before, but this is like real big TV. I mean, this is the shit. This is it. This is legit. I mean, you know, it's like all the stuff I've been seeing with all the other wrestling companies as I speak, WWF and the NWA. You know, back then, squash matches was really important. That's how it was. You guys know that. You know, when you get in there with, I'm just saying, Mike Anthony, and you know, he get just get beat up. You know, that's how it was. So, they was kind of nice to us because from how WCW was back in the day, they asked us who we wanted to work. They were like, well, who you guys want to work? They paired us up, you know, with tag teams or singles and stuff. And they said, well, who you want to work? You know, pick out who you know. And so then everybody was picking different talent. I picked out a couple single matches. I got a chance to work Chris Adams and Nails, stuff like that. Those was like after the TV taping on some house shows and Coco Beware. Those was house shows. They wasn't televised. But then I was like, I'm looking at all this talent, and I worked with two different teams. With Firefighter Jim, he worked for Windy City back in the time too. Sonny Roger, all those guys did too. So we all kind of knew each other, of course. So then they paired us up. And I was like, man, Greg Valentine, Tommy Wildfire Rich. I'm like, yes. And then there was Jeff Gaylord and the Warlord. And I'm like, yes, you know, them guys. And but nobody wanted to wrestle the Samoa SWAT team. Nobody wanted to wrestle the SSTs. So it was funny because they was like in this little corner to themselves. Nobody picked them to work. They're over there eating, right? So then Cuba come up to me, the Beast, and he said, Floyd, he said, you know, we know the guys. And we did know them from WCW and everything and stuff, but it was like, I'm like, I don't know, they may hit too hard. Them headbutts look kind of ferocious. They crack open coconuts, man. And I'm like, my head goes split wide open. He was like, come on, we're going to work. So they was like, anybody want to work the SSTs? So Beast grabbed my hand and he threw it up like this, and I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die. He was like so they were like, cool, yes, all right. So what they do, they get up and leave, and I'm like, oh no, this ain't good. This is not good. They left. They just walked out, and I'm like, okay. So when that match was ready to go down, and you know how things go in the back, and we trying to, you know, spill this or spill that, and they just like, and I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna be good because I don't know what the hell that means, but I hope they realize this, but I'm gonna do this. So the time came, and we basically called that match by ear. We got out there, and they were just like, basically, the Samoans they're gonna squash you guys, go with everything. I'm like, okay. And all I could see is like the flipping and the big clotheslines from the top. And I'm like, Beast ain't going to take this. I'm the little guy. I'm going to get hit with it. It's coming. I'm prepared for it. You know, it was wild. It was a good 2-day night. They paid us well, and everything. And then after that, the bookings just started taking off. It really did. I mean, all type of different indies got a hold of me. And it just started going. You know, book here, book there. I started getting on some lucha shows. With Nacho Barrero, if you guys don't know the guy from the AWA, I had a match with him, and which was good. He put me over. That was probably one of my first. I mean, after, you know, these matches, and then got a chance to go over him in the Luchador show. Nacho Barrero, thank you very much if you're watching. And you know, Jose, he's in Mexico, and actually I was talking to Jose. He's thinking about probably bringing me to Mexico. I've been praying for that. Hope I can get down there to just, you know, to do something in Mexico. I'm hoping.
Got a big enough suitcase you want to take me with you?
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll put some stickers on you or something. Yeah, just send you a Nintendo Switch or something. I'm hoping, like I said, he said, you know, words and stuff. And of course, you know, with the COVID, if we can just get this under control, some things can really probably move a lot quicker, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
No, anything just to keep free, man. So,
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so here's a good question for you. After getting
Right.
started in the business, which wrestler or wrestlers have you looked up to for guidance and influenced your path to success?
You know, that is a good question, and I do have a good answer. I never will forget. I will always thank Ron Simmons and Teddy Long. A show that we did in Hammond, Indiana, and Ron was having problems with the car and everything. He got to the show and everything, and we had a rental car, and it was me and Hubert and Teddy Long and Ron Simmons. We was taking him back to the airport, and he pretty much just explained, both of them did, just due to the fact, that our nationalities and everything and stuff, and how the business is such cutthroat, and what they, we should, make sure we look out for each other, do what we need to do. This business is very, very tough. And things like that, just a word to the wise to just be strong. You guys gonna, get a lot of heat just because of your nationalities and everything and stuff. But just if your mind is set for it, you can do this, and you just keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and everything. And I really thought about that after we got back to the hotel after we dropped those guys off, because they was flying to Atlanta, and then actually that night we was getting ready to head down to St. Louis, for Big Texas, but when you driving and everything, it just like really sinked in and everything. And then I started like getting emotional, because it was like, man, this, that coming from them. I mean, it's just, something that, just hardly ever would get, like the way that it happened. And yeah, that was something I never will forget. That's probably one of my most memorable moments in my career, with having a talk with Teddy Long and Ron Simmons.
So a close follow up to that though is I get what your response to that question is, but do you think that times are different now with like the relationships between per se black wrestlers and white wrestlers? Because like me and you, we've known each other for a long time. Me and Beast have known each other for a long time, and I believe honestly that me and Beast have one of the greatest relationships in professional wrestling, just like I have a great relationship with you. I feel like I can call you at any time and say, Floyd, hey, this or that. And I feel like the same way with you to me, same way with Beast. But I also I've been a part of your career for so many years and a part of Beast's career for so many years. So do you feel like the relationships between white wrestlers and black wrestlers together in the ring and outside of the ring is way better than it was, let's say, prior to Ron Simmons winning the World Heavyweight Championship?
Back in the day, that was a big push for Ron. I mean, more than a big push. I mean, it just opened up everything. It just really just depends on the character of people and how they can, put the characters together, as you want to say, black wrestlers and white wrestlers. Back then, like I say, it was more tough for me because of the name Pretty Boy Floyd, being with that flamboyancy of the name, and then my lifestyle in general. It was real cutthroat for me. I mean, a lot of people, of course, did not want to give me opportunities just because, being a double minority. But then after a while, they just saw things and stuff, and then it just kind of just led, on up to like, just other things. That's why when I see like a lot of, wrestlers like Sonny and AEW and things like that, they're very, inspiring to me, because it was just like, so much has changed. And so, yes, back then, a lot of wrestlers are getting like opportunity that's in my life and lifestyle and stuff, which is really, really good. Because we just showing, just because we live, an alternative lifestyle, we still can do the work, so, and that's where it's at, and I see a lot of, wrestlers that's living an alternative lifestyle is getting a real good push, and I'm very happy for them. Very happy.
Because not only have we been friends outside of the ring, but we've been tag team in the ring. We've worked each other number of times. I mean,
and Ruby also, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and Ruby, I mean, we have some very good classic matches, in general and stuff, and tagged as well. And like you said, Also with you too, Joker. Like I said, you guys know, like I said, we've experienced the ring, inside and out of the ring and everything and stuff. So you guys fit in exactly with that. But we just, like I say, it's been a lot of time. A lot of people didn't want to book me because, like I said, my lifestyle and stuff like that. But it was kind of strange. I had this one promoter. I can't think of his name right now. He got a hold of me on Facebook, and he stiffed me a while, like I would say maybe 15 years ago on a show. He didn't pay me, and he got a hold of me. And of course, I won't say the name. I'm just gonna give the story, and this is the God having truth. About 2 months ago, he got a hold of me, and do you know he just sent me a payday for that show that probably happened about 15 years ago.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I kid you not. I'm reading this. He was just like, I remember I did you wrong back in the day, blah, blah, blah. And I want to, say I'm truly sorry and everything and stuff. And he said, I want to get you paid. And I'm like, I totally forgot. I'm like, what show was this? And he just kind of like, he said some things and everything. And I'm like, I remember. And I'm like, but why now? What made you, get a hold of me? And why now and everything and stuff. And I was like, I hope this ain't somebody account that's hacked. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. But I say it can't be because they know me from this show I did for them and everything and stuff. And I did get paid. They mailed me my money.
Hey, kudos to that promoter though for making it up to you in the long run. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, it's just things like that. I guess what someone and it could have been like I was speaking to you about, being a double minority, with things like that. Who knows what people was going through and what they think about you back in that time, when it was really, really rough and everything, and come to reality. But I don't know what went through that promoter head to make them think of that, thought of that, and did that. So, that was funny. That was funny though. But yeah.
Hey, you should have said, "Hey, man, where's my interest?"
Yeah,
I'm ready to retire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 15 years of interest. I mean, that could be some nice extra change for real.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
So even though you have been known as Pretty Boy Floyd throughout your career, you've also taken you've taken on different personas as well. So what other names or gimmicks have you used throughout your career?
Well, one of the one, like I said, as a tag team, you guys probably heard of the New Bloods you guys knew Master G Dog. Remember when I did Master G Dog? I kind of, after the AWF, when they folded, my last match was in Cleveland, Ohio with Chris Adams. And so after that, they kind of told us, because I always just had my gear, with me, but I didn't know I was going to work those last three AWF shows. So then when I worked Chris Adams, I experienced a super kick to the face. He didn't take my head off. But then after that, they was like, this is our last show. They kind of, went on at that time, filed chapter 13 and everything and stuff. And it kind of just, that was that. So to be a part of that last show was also something and very special to me as well. But then after that, I was like, I want to probably change my gimmick here and stuff like that. And then we all went out, and I remember having a beer, which was MGD, Miller Genuine Draft. And then I thought of Master G Dog, MGD. So I was like, okay, MGD, Master G Dog, and Miller Genuine Draft. So I was like, let's try it. So I got with this another company that I never worked for, and I hit it. They said, what's your gimmick name? I said, Master G Dog, MGD. So, okay, they liked it. They put it down, everything, and it worked. So then when I had left RCW back in the day for about 3 or 4 years, and when I came back with Master G Dog. And Frank was like, oh, okay, we like that. No more Floyd now. I'm like, no more Floyd for the moment. And then I did another one, the old PWX, when I went as a homeless gimmick. That one was really, really good. I did, yeah. And like I said, with Baron Corbin now in WWE, it kind of, when he hit the thing that he's doing now, it really reminds me of Homie the Homeless that I did. That was the name, Homie the Homeless. Yeah.
So So you was the real inspiration for Homie the Clown.
Homie the homeless. So I had a shopping cart. I had it all full with like I went to a junkyard. You know, got all kinds of like mufflers and all kinds of like brake parts. And then I went like got like a whole thing like the ramen noodles, and I put it like all in this cart and everything and stuff. And I had like soda straws, and then I had like crushed cans, all in this cart, right? Oh, it was good. And then I was all dressed up and all put some dirt all over me and all dusty and everything and black under the eyes, all that kind of stuff. And I dragged my leg like Igor from Frankenstein, and I was just dragging my leg behind me and everything. I had one shoe on. You remember back in the day when I was doing like the mismatched shoes and stuff?
Yes.
Well, back then I was doing like one shoe on, one shoe off, and then I had a hole in the toe. The big toe was out in the sock and everything. And and I went with that gimmick. It was crazy too, because I literally was eating stuff off the floor with it. I was being a homeless person. I was doing things like and I remember fighting Disco Joe, God bless his soul, back in the day and everything. And I had these nachos, and he right at the beginning of the match he knocked them out of my hand. They went all over the place and blah blah blah. We fought and everything and stuff, and I got counted out because I was eating nachos off the floor. Yeah.
Oh,
I get counted
man.
out for eating nachos off the floor. So then he come in, he take the plastic thing, smashes it in my face, drop kick me, take the bump, bail out and everything and stuff. So people cheer, but then they felt sorry for me because they was like, he just wanted his food. He's hungry. And I had a little donation thing, about please help Homie the homeless, and everything and stuff. I have nothing. And I did make some money. I felt kind of bad though, because even though it was a gimmick, but it went over well, and I was making like $152, $300 a night in like dollar bills, and yeah, it was crazy. And what really made me stop it, which was when I saw this little girl. She said, "This is all I have. You can have it if you want it." And oh my God, I mean, that just ripped me open, man. I mean, I was like, I can't take this money from this baby. Yeah, I said, and so then I went back to message, then I gradually came back to Pretty Boy Floyd. Yeah, but that it wasn't a bad thing, but just I did. I'm just like, oh my God, baby, it's a gimmick, honey. You keep your dollar. Yeah, that struck a nerve big time. It really did. It struck a nerve big time. It really did.
I would have been like,
that was fun though. I thought about bringing Homie the Homeless back. I thought about bringing it just for shits and giggles. And I might.
You talk about a heel turn. You're like, you take that little girl, snatch it, bam, say, I got paid.
Yeah, I know, but if you would have saw her, she had her little teddy bear and everything and stuff, and it was funny because she didn't like come with her. Her mom was like maybe about about 10 feet away. She just turned away and she just said, "Here," and I'm like, "What's this?" She was like, "This is all I have, but I know you need it." And I was like, "No, honey, it's okay. You keep your dollar." I mean, I almost bawled. I really did. It was so sad. She was so cute, and I was like, "Yeah, I know." So I just couldn't. Those strong emotions, man. It just made me change the gimmick.
Couldn't take her allowance money, so she was all week for
exactly. Right? Yeah, and I didn't. Of course, I didn't because it was, but just the idea that she did that, because she really believed it, which was good and stuff. So yeah, it was a tough gimmick. I mean, in a good way, not in a bad way at all, but in a good way. But it was fun. But yeah.
Shoot. So we're talking about, you were mentioning here within a few months getting some different places outside of the state of Illinois, if actually out of the country. But is there a list of dream matches that you would like to have in your career? And if so, what are they?
Ooh, dream matches. Well, I'm just going I'm not going because mixed talent. I'm just saying like if I say I had a chance, let's say for example like fight Roman Reigns. I mean that'd just be like way up, which would be it's true. But I'm just saying if I the honor that I have worked with ODB, she has done a lot for my career as well. I got a chance to, like I said, to be one of the leader of the Rosebud with Adam Rose. Was on a huge show with Adam Rose, Awesome Kong, ODB, of course, and Billy Gunn. It was a huge show. It's just those types of things. That I wish like I had a chance to work Billy Gunn. Just say, he was, those guys were doing more like indie scenes at the time and everything. So I'm gonna speak on that talent that's really been like, in the indie scene, more so it'd be more realistic, you know what I mean? Because I'm
Yeah.
just saying, what are the chances I'm just saying we'll see, like John Cena at IEW. Not in a bad way, but you see, he just big. You know what I mean? It's just like not saying it can't happen, or any indie company at the time. Not saying it can't happen, but you know what I mean. It's just other name that we probably would be able to get. And but if that happens, I mean, oh my God, what a chance that I would get a chance, to work a huge talent like that. That'd just be my God. I mean, who would forget that? You know. But if I could, like I said, I wish I had a chance to work guys like Billy Gunn like that I've seen on a couple times. Um, let's see who else probably out there. I'm just saying, I see like Coco Beware. He's doing something. Too Cold Scorpio. I see, he's like in Ring of Honor, which I had a chance to work. Wish I really had a chance to work. The Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson. I see they doing, indie scenes, stuff like that a lot. Wish I had a chance to work them guys, which I had a chance to meet. Just pretty much any of the guys that just doing indie. Because it could be, anybody. I just wish I had a chance. Those are all dream matches to me, especially at this time of my career. They're all dream matches.
I'll team up with you against the Rock and Roll Express.
See what I mean? Yeah, that would just be something. That'd just be just wow, Yeah. So yeah, anybody, any name that's working the indie scene, I mean, it would be a dream match if I had a chance to work. I mean, that just anybody. So I mean, because they time has paid the dues, and that never go away. That never goes away.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So here's another one for you. Is there one match that stands out to you as your most memorable match of your career?
Yes, it is. I would actually say due to the fact that the talent, the big name talent that I had worked with, I would have to say ODB, because she was probably, I would say, one of the first and only that I worked with someone that was current talent, meaning, that was still with, TNA at the time. They wasn't like released or anything, and then can't work for the Indies. She was still working current for TNA, and that was
in
big.
Princeton, Illinois, right?
Yes, it was in Preston, and everything.
I was on that show with you.
Yeah, yes, I met her at an Eric Freedom show up in Port Huron, Michigan, and I was in a 6-man match up there, and it was so hot that day, and I had also they was boxer shorts and everything and stuff, and I introduced myself to her. She said, "You know what, man?" She said, "If a man could come up to me and introduce himself in his drawers, we're gonna be all right." And I was in my underwear, but they was boxer underwear, and we've been friends ever since.
So tell the truth about her. If you remember correctly, like in Princeton, Illinois, at that show, did we or did we not offer her coverage or another place to dress? And she said she didn't need no other place to dress. She dressed right in the locker room with
the
us.
boys. She dressed right at the room with the boys, and you could just tell, and that's experience.
Yeah,
she knows, and Jess is awesome. I mean, and I love her. And I just talked to her a few days ago and everything. She's doing well. Her food truck is just blowing up massive. I mean, she's really, really doing good with that and everything and stuff. And like I said, with that with being working with her and as being a current talent at that time and everything, I mean, and she also helped me out a lot with my career too. I mean, when she was down there a couple of years ago when she did the first thing with AEW at their shows and everything, and I worked her food truck, and I served all the boys and all the girls for AEW that came out and bought food from her food truck. I served them all, the promoters, Jim Ross, I fed them all. That was great. That was fun and stuff. Yeah, because she was the only thing that was open right outside the hotel arena, because it was all like right next door to each other. And And she had like a line, like I kid you not, like a mile long, and it was like all the workers. And I'm sitting up there selling these people nachos and this and that and beef pork and and they tipped and I got paid well that night too.
And she's very approachable, isn't she? Like
Oh God,
I
yeah,
was in the I remember being in the ring and helping because Hubert Beast asked me to help with some of the kids that were up there, trying to help them in the ring with some things that they were trying to do. And I remember her walking up and me looking at her, and she did not look like the ODB that you see on TV at all.
Oh yeah.
And, as she walked up, I'm helping these kids get through some ring stuff that we would talk about off this show. But as she's very approachable and very easy to ask a question to, and just one of those big name talents that you could almost say, hey, can I pick your brain about this or about that? And she will steer you in the right direction no matter which way you're going.
And that's just it. And that's what I mean, because she done that for me and everything and stuff from the times and stuff. I mean, we really, going into some things like when the things that happened with her with TNA, with her contract and when she was down and stuff like that, I had those heart-to-heart moments with her and talked to her and did my best to keep her spirits lifted because she helped me in so many ways and stuff and everything. And then she just, got back on her feet and everything. And then she just took off with this food truck thing and everything. And then was doing shows and stuff. I mean, she's done big Harley Davidson shows. She's done many times of WrestleManias with this, and everything. And just grew like fertilizer. She really did with this. And she's still doing shows and stuff. And she was working like AEW, and then I'm working a food truck and everything and stuff, and come back, and then she pick up from where she left off and serving people. I mean, yeah, she's just a good sweetheart of person, and I think about things like that for someone like her to come into my life, and to be friends and everything and stuff. I mean, I can call her right now. I mean, she's there, if she's not busy, of course. But we stay in contact, and I really respect that and thank her for that.
And a full-on congratulations to her because her food truck's doing amazing. She's back into wrestling, and she's full-on engaged with somebody who makes her completely happy.
Yeah. She said he's a keeper, so
that's for sure.
She said he's a keeper, so so if I hear wedding bells, I'm going to be there.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be at our wedding. Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome stuff. So what I want to ask here, though, is there any moment that stands out to you as the most unplanned or botched scenario during one of your matches?
Unplanned? You mean actually in a match or something happened that? Yeah. Oh God.
Something that happened that wasn't supposed to happen, or something that you planned and then it just totally went awry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I never forget. This manager that was managing the Beast back in the day. He went to Cyclops, and I was working for Sears Roebuck at the time. I was working in TVs and electronics, and of course we had our spot and we went over everything. And I remember he was doing the cornet thing with a tennis racket, and he went to swing versus hitting it, on the flat part. It was on the edge of the tennis racket, and I had a knot that big that stuck out on my head from that, and I really thought I had a concussion. I mean, he really went. I mean, you talking about Louisville Slugger? He did, and well, I guess that you can call that as a receipt, but once again, it was unexpected. I knew the hit was going to happen. But the hit happened another way. It didn't happen like it was supposed to, to get hit. But he said a while back at one show, which I didn't find out until like months after this incident when I had the knot on my head, that he said I knocked one of his tooth out. And I'm like, hey, you never said anything to me about this tooth situation. But I know I got this receipt coming, not knowing, and I got this knot on my head, and I got to work in public with this plum. It was about big as a plum on my head. Yeah. That's just one of the things and stuff.
Can I bring up one to you?
What's that?
Do you remember you and I think it's El Chico double superplexing me and dropping me on my head and me going, please don't touch me. I can't feel anything.
Was that where was that? Yeah,
Was that
yeah, that
at a school gymnasium?
yeah,
And I
yeah. I
said,
remember that. Yeah,
please don't touch me. I can't feel anything. And it took
yeah, that
probably
was
30
crazy.
seconds for me to get any feeling back anywhere in my body. I thought I was paralyzed.
Yeah, see, it's stuff like that. I've had, moments like that too, just with certain people, certain talent. Um, when you just kind of lay there. I guess it's happened more so as I'm getting older now. I guess as I was younger, I heal a lot sooner, but now it's just taking like, it used to be weeks. Now it's like weeks.
But if you noticed what I said, that goes back to like, the relationships, like, when you were talking about with Ron Simmons telling you,
Yeah.
a while back, that's a white
Mhm.
wrestler, a black wrestler, not to
Mhm.
interlock racism, but I mean, to think
Right.
about that, I wouldn't, I knew you. I didn't
Mhm.
so much know, was it El Chico?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And what did I say? Just I told him to get away from me, and I kept you close because I didn't know
Right.
what happened. But my trust and love for you, inside and outside of the ring,
Right.
made me not panic and worry because I knew you were
Yeah.
right there by me, and I knew you were going to take care of me no matter what happened.
Well, absolutely right. You just kind of, I guess, knowing that you just took a wild bump on your own, and I'm just like, okay, I know I hooked and took you right. You just, you just went down face first, and I was like, okay, good bump, Joker, appreciate it. But get up, move, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was something though, yeah. But and then the shows we had also in Iowa too. Those was crazy and those was fun too.
Right. And that did bring a lot of our camaraderie together because
Oh
all
yeah,
the time
yeah.
that we spent up in Iowa together, I mean,
Hmm.
shoot, we were there once a month for,
Once a month.
I
Yeah.
mean, years. And,
Yeah.
that's what a
I
lot of
came in like
people,
the last 2 years, but it still did. I mean, it blew up then. That's when Beast was, I guess he was owner of the company and him and Brad was fighting. And then
right.
the last match was when Brad and who did he team with that night? Oh, I can't think his name. But anyway, he got his company back and the place went crazy. Oh my God, they went crazy when he got pinned and then Brad held me back and everything and stuff. And just yeah, it was great. That was a good night. Good times in Iowa. Really, really
Right.
good times in
For
Iowa.
sure.
It
For
was.
sure.
Iowa was good. Yeah, Iowa was real good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Man. So, out of all the time that you've been involved with professional wrestling inside and outside the ring,
mhm.
is there any moment or accolade that you would consider as your greatest achievement?
Let me think about that a minute. Well, when you look at like over the years and everything, it's so much that I can look at as a great achievement and everything and stuff. Oh my goodness. I could just really just say I guess my I'm gonna have to speak for back in the day. All of my experience with in ring talent with the big names and everything and stuff, and of course everybody that I have worked over the time that knew that I did this and did that. I sit here now. I want to work Floyd. I want to work Floyd and everything. I want to work the Freak, and that's very very good. That feels good because they let even people that don't know me or have heard of me, they have some trust of somebody that they have talked to that do know me or know of me and everything and stuff. But it's everybody I've been in the ring with, it's a blessing. It really is. If I know you or don't know you or whatever and stuff like that, because it's all part of my life and it all grows and new rivalries have started from things like that. So I count everybody that I've been in the ring with is a blessing. Really, really I really do because it could have been anybody. Just in general, and the talent that I've worked and indie big names and stuff. Of course, hats off to the big name because I guess they had some trust to me, and for whatever they heard about me and everything and stuff to get in the ring and give me some experience also, and that's always a blessing too. And all you guys working with you, Ruby, you Joker and everything and stuff. I mean that's it's things like that. It's that's awesome to me because that's part of my life, and it is. Everybody that I've worked in the ring is part of my life. Yeah.
Sweet, man.
So here's a question for you. With all the years that you have put inside the ropes, wrestling hundreds, possibly thousands of matches in your career.
Yeah.
Do you have a timeline when you might be done with in-ring competition?
You know, I think of that pretty much after every match nowadays. I would say probably within the past um 6 months. And it just not so much like it's just the body. It's just my body chemistry, how it's just talking to me. Um, Meaning with certain little soreness or injury that I knew that only took like a few weeks, it's taking a lot longer to heal. And that's when it started going through your mind. It's like, okay, how much longer do you want to put up with this? You know, driving the truck and everything, trying to climb in and out of a truck. You know, you're walking through a truck stop and everything, and you're dragging and you're hurting. I don't regret it. So don't get that mixed up. It's just the body is just like, okay, you know, you maybe got 6 more months, maybe a year or so. I'm saying maybe about another year and a half. I might be calling it quits. But not just in ring action. But I probably I'm sure we're thinking about probably going into management if I do. So
Okay.
just probably the in ring action, and then just probably maybe start like a freak club.
Ooh-wee.
So if anything, it'd be in ring action, probably just like I said, going to management or something like that. I can really see myself doing that, and I've been thinking about that a lot too. If I retire, just going to management.
Yeah, and keeping the role of the manager alive. I believe a manager plays a big role in for those who don't have the ability to put their vocal skills to the mic when they can have a mouthpiece, and I know that,
right.
I mean, you're educated, behind the mic when it comes to cutting promos and everything else. So,
I try.
yeah. So, yeah. Oh no. I mean, shoot. I mean, some of it just comes naturally, some are just, someone just cut a promo like that, I mean,
Well, to know things, with the wrestling and everything and stuff. I mean, it take a lot of thinking and analyzing and stuff. Especially when you know how the business is ran. To a point. From what we get and that's where the talent that I've dealt with and the experience come in at, and then I just like take my own ideals from watching thousands of interviews. I've watched thousands of matches and everything and stuff, and just kind of just like, how would this work, or do it this way, cut that part out, put this in, just like when I seen WCW used to do with stuff before TV taping and pay-per-views, and that stuff is what I saw, and just whatever, and I just like, okay, but back then we didn't have the apps that we got now. I mean, oh my God, if I had the stuff now, like what we got, like podcasts and how we can put our music out there, I would for surely, I would say I've probably been in WWE by now if we had the technology we got now back then, where I really can promote, and put stuff out there. I will honestly say I think I would have been in WWE or whatever, back then.
So when I was a guest on this show, first ever guest, by the way, when I was a guest on this show, Ruby asked me a question. He said, how did you get to wrestle in so many organizations across the continental U.S.? And I said it was just purely probably by luck, because every place that I went to watch wrestling, and a lot of it had to do with me being a truck driver, because I drove state to state to state, and I took my wrestling gear with me. And when I went to shows, I walked in with my gear and I said, hey, listen, I'm a pro wrestler in a lot of other states. And, sometimes I had videos with me or stuff like that. And it just was a matter of somebody not showing up and them saying, oh, you can wrestle, you can get in. You know what I mean? But do you attribute a lot of like alone time in your truck to the fact that you can just get on a mic and talk? Because that's what I attributed to. I had a lot of time by myself where I just went over being able to talk on a mic, just being able to say, I went over my mic skills in the truck by myself all the time.
Oh, absolutely. And that's where it comes from, because of that downtime that you have and everything and stuff. So of course you could, cut a promo, listen to it, and find out, what you say, what you didn't say, or what you forgot to say, and you kind of mix everything. That's how it works, and that's where the practice come in. That is with that downtime that you have, and you record yourself and you listen, you watch your face expressions and thing. But then there's also it just come up, in time when people just say, you got to cut a promo right off the top of your head, and everything, and there that is, and everything and stuff. So I just start talking about, because a lot of people actually say, how do you remember some of your rivalries like 2 years ago that you put in your promos and then bring it all the way back to current, to like right now? And I'm just like, because it happened. I thought about it, go back looking at videos and stuff like that and just analyze it. Be like, okay, this happened, that happened. I'm going to put this in this promo. I ain't fought this guy in 2 years, but when we did, bring it all up, get a story together, throw it out there.
Right.
So that just it downtime make that work, because you have time to do all that to put it together. Yeah.
Shoot. Now, I'll throw out this question that's been up here on the screen, but Michael Elliott chimed in because he's also a trucker as well. Have you ever come across fans while you were out trucking?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, yes. A lot of times, a lot of it was, some of it was like down in Litchfield, and a lot of it was down in Missouri and everything and stuff, in the Illinois area and stuff like that. I could be like, walking to the truck and people drive by honking a horn, bah, 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 fly, oh yeah, it's happened a lot. Yes, it has. And I'm waving, hell. Yeah. Oh yeah, it has happened. It has happened. It feels good too. It really does.
Hey, Floyd, you remember the A&W up in Iowa? The A&W root beer restaurant?
Oh, yeah,
up in Iowa, right by the hotel.
Yeah.
Remember they stopped that whole place because that kid yelled "Joker" in the drive-thru.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Yeah, it's just stuff like that. It's just the moments, man. It just and it just lets you know how time just pays off when you, especially when you getting stuff like that, and to this day and back then, and it just grows and stuff. It feels really good, because it just lets you know all your hard work paid off for something.
And I was on Chef's podcast 2 weeks ago, and I said that Rick Ruby sitting here to my left, probably on, I don't know how it is on your screen, but I said that Rick Ruby is one of those guys that is able to tell a story from the time he gets to a venue to the time he gets in his car when he leaves, which is why he is such a shoe-in and very deserving of his Hall of Fame spot. Right. So it wouldn't surprise me a bit for him to be walking into a Walmart or a McDonald's or a fine dining restaurant and have somebody look at him and go, "Hey, you're Rick Ruby. Can I get an autograph?"
Absolutely.
Anywhere that he has wrestled. You know what I mean? And that's something that, believe it or not, that's something that I, as a wrestler, probably you as a wrestler, probably him as a wrestler, it's something that all of us, when it happens, we look forward to it. It's something that is kind of cool for us.
Well, that's it, because it catch you off guard. You don't expect it, and everything and stuff. And that's where the moment comes in, that especially being not in gimmick, you just in regular street clothes, and everything and stuff. And that's where, that your close fans really paying attention when they pick you, out of the blue, or they see you or something like that and everything and stuff. Like I say, in regular clothes, which is good, because they used to seeing us, well, me, with a feather ball and my outfit and freaky this and some type of goofy mask or crazy mask or sad mask, and then when they just actually see me, they was like, "There go Floyd," people ran up to the truck and everything and stuff. And, I'm like, man, I'm like, oh, don't get hit, cars blowing, get out of the way,
Dude.
Yeah.
I think something like that, I would have a better chance for that to happen if we're like all going out to Denny's or like some other restaurant in the same town right after the show.
I don't believe that for a minute.
Yeah, it's happened. We eating, and the kids come up, and then the parents like, let them eat and everything. And so let them eat and everything. I'm like, no, it's okay. And you got, spaghetti running and everything. Like, what's your name? Like, Margaret. Okay, here you go. You're trying to chew, you then you get a excuse me. Have a good day, you know.
You care if I sign this in spaghetti sauce?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's happened. It has happened. Yeah, that's but it's all fun though. I mean, I really wouldn't trade for anything in the world because, like I say, you know, I remember being, you know, their age and everything, and doing that to, of course, back then it was a much bigger name, but still, you know, in their eyes, that's who we are to them, you know, and that's important to me. You know, it really is, you know, because the kids and stuff. It's yeah. I mean, I remember, and every time I see a kid, it just reminds me of my childhood days doing the same thing what they was doing. That's why every time I see a kid, you know, do this, he want me to hit the horn. I mean, I lay on the horn and they just they clap, they be so happy and they waving out the windows, you know, all that is just good stuff, man. I love that with the kids. You know, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, shoot, man. Well, I'm about ready to throw up something here on our view right here. Well,
Oh
shoot.
God. See,
Oh,
that's
wow.
the picture. Yeah, that picture right there is one. Where was that at, Ruben? I know that was in Missouri somewhere, right? With
Yeah.
the WCW hat on.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God.
That was
Yeah.
at Pike County. That was at the Pike County Fair. I think it was '97 because I still have my blonde hair, still doing that rock and roll gimmick. Yeah, here I was about half tipsy after the match and all that. And, you know,
We all was. I think we all was feeling good that night. I mean, that was, oh my God, 97. Ooh.
yeah,
Bubby, yeah, classic picture. See, it's moments like that, man. That's what I'm talking about. From '97. I mean, look what year it is now. I mean, right there, that's a classic picture.
yeah. Shoot. Leo, bless his soul, man. It's
Yeah, absolutely. And
yeah,
Mark Gordon,
that was nuts. You know, just having a good time. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Did you get a chance to weigh in on Osiris's induction into the Midwest Hall of Fame?
Did I get a chance to do what?
Weigh in on Osiris's induction into the Hall of Fame?
I did what they had it up on Facebook and everything, or because I didn't get a chance to go because I found out I think I was in New Jersey, you know, because everything was coming, and then I probably was in Facebook jail, you know how that goes.
I just didn't know if you got a chance to comment.
I couldn't because I knew I wasn't because I was in Facebook jail at the time and I couldn't. But when I came back, I did, and that was like 30 days later. And I try to read Facebook a whole new thing about them, because it's moments like that where it needs to be there on time, and stuff, and saying things about our brothers and stuff like that. But yeah, when I came back, I did big time. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Beast did it on his personal page. If not, I think possibly GQ did it on his personal page. His mark name, which I won't say because I know he'll blow a gasket
right.
to do. But but I'm
we know the name. We know the name. Yeah.
Yeah, we know the name. Yeah. Yeah. So of course, obviously, you're on the road, but when it comes to the shows, what are some memorable road stories or a fan experience that you could share?
Ooh.
That's either funny, or is stuck with you for another reason.
Road stories. Oh my God! So you want me to go back into almost all my career and think of a good road story? Oh,
I know you got at least one.
Oh, yeah, more than one. I'm just thinking which one to use. Oh my goodness. Woo. Let me think of it. Let's see. Oh my God, it's just so crazy. I would have to say one of the moments when I was going to one of the Missouri shows, and I was running late from getting off work, everything, and I had just got my pickup truck, and I was alone and everything and stuff. And then it was one of the wrestling guys, another wrestler. He was up in Illinois, and I told him about coming down to Missouri to wrestle, and he wasn't able to go, but all of a sudden he was able to go. So then he said we could take my car, and I said okay, fine. So I left my pickup truck at work, and then he picked me up, and then we took off. And we got down there. I mean, I'm just kind of go a little bit of outside of something that, just a little bit different here. And we got down there, and the air stopped. Then we had a flat tire. Then he was low on gas. And then it just, every problem just kept going, man. And I'm like, I am never going to get to this freaking show. And I mean, we were like in Springfield, from Chicago to Springfield, about a 2-hour drive. We had like 8 issues. And I'm like, we ain't going to make it. We're just not going to make it. We're like, oh, yeah, it do this all the time. Really? It does this all the time? Okay, why didn't you warn me this? Because told me this. I would have just took my pickup truck. Oh, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So we get down there and everything and stuff. And then it started to like leak oil, antifreeze. And I'm like, oh my God, this ain't gonna work. So we trying to find a shop to get this car fixed, and everything. So he was like, oh, just patch it and everything. And so we got back. And when we got back to my job where my pickup was, it died. The car just died. He was done. It just wouldn't do no more and everything and stuff. And I'm just like, we barely made it. I mean, so ever since then, I just started taking my own vehicles, and stuff, because unless especially someone that's newer vehicle is fine, but older vehicles, no, I'm just not gonna take chances like that no more. I mean, guys, there's so many stories I can come up with. I mean, I got some way better than that, but just, oh my God, I don't know. I just thought something that was just something like no one ever heard, and being like, single by yourself out on the road and a last minute thing pop up. I just threw that story out. Oh my God, with wrestlers and everything, it just, we would need probably tomorrow and the weekend and probably half of next week to get through some stuff, I can tell. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, shoot, man, that's that's another idea that we could probably put on here. It's just, I know we ask about road stories about like with a lot of our guys at the end, but for those who truly got road stories, and
road stories are the best. They just are. Like I said, they just like matches. I mean, road stories are just as good as having wrestling matches, because they so memorable and everything and stuff, about, especially, and the hotel parties. I mean, oh my God.
Oh my God. I don't think we can tell those on here.
That's what I'm talking about, and they, what we said, what happened on the road stays on the road for that reason, getting thrown out the hotel 4:00 in the morning, and you got to get your bags, you got to leave. We'll just leave stuff like that at that,
all I can say is there's
5 a.m.
All I can say is there's been plenty of times I've woke up in Iowa and said, "Good morning, Ohio."
Oh my God.
And if Beast heard that, he would tell you in a minute. I can't believe he said that.
Oh my God.
That's my point exactly.
Yeah, we might have to record something like that locally, like have to put that on late.
Yeah.
And then because I don't want
really.
Yeah.
Do we have time for me to ask one more thing?
Absolutely, man.
Hey, here's something for you. With all of the friends and stuff that you've made in the business, and all the time that you've traveled and stuff like that, like I constantly hear you say Beast's name, and I know how good of friends me and you are. I know how good of friends you are with Ruby, and stuff like that. Have you and Beast really remained like really close and tight through all of this time? Because I mean, from the start of the business to now 30 plus years, are you guys still as tight as you were when you first that first day you set up the ring with WCW?
Well, of course, we always, tight as we are. I mean, as friends and brothers and everything in the business, it's just, when you have so many different angles, where he's doing this thing and then I'm doing my thing. It's just like, that's how the business is. It's like you never lose your friendship or your brotherhood or anything of that. It's just because of the business. He's just doing his thing on a different schedule than I am. So of course, right. that keeps you apart. Just with that and everything and stuff. And that's just, but we already know, the respect of each other when we're on the show together and everything. It's like we right there, we hanging out just like we never and picked up from where we left off,
Yeah, that's what I was
like with you guys or anybody.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get you to touch on is how it like explain kind of how it is whenever you get to a show and it's somebody you haven't seen in, let's just say, I don't know, 6 months or a year or maybe even 2 years. You haven't seen them, but you're able to just pick up like you haven't missed 3 days seeing them. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. That's just it. That it's just, it's not nothing personal, just different schedules. And especially mine, I mean, with driving truck, I mean, and I remember when I got in the truck and everything, and I told, Beast and Osiris at the time and everything and stuff, I told him, I said, guys, my life is gonna change with driving truck. I'm not gonna be able to be around. And I remember telling everybody, like, back at RCW and all the wrestling that I was doing at the time, because I knew how trucking was going to be. And a lot of people just don't understand that job and everything. And I told them, I said, my schedule is going to change. I will be around and come around when I can. That's just being realistic and just knowing how truck driving is. And then DJ started picking up and started going overseas with that. And that just really just, like two different worlds with trucking and DJing. Totally separate from wrestling, it just is. But once again, it's still all just this big cluster of just missing in action, I would say, so to speak. Just being around when you can and stuff like that. So yeah, but no, nothing has changed. I mean, I don't think. Just different times and schedules. With life.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot. So yeah, so I mean, I know you've got some events coming up. At least I know that
Saturday, my next show, in Mount Vernon.
Right, you got Mount Vernon coming up, which I seen. I think was it I know the women's match is featured again with Cassandra Golden coming in, and I'm trying to remember who the other one is in, and I'm going to see Cassandra in action. She's a pretty good worker. And then, of course, I mean, IWA puts on a really decent show. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I won't get a chance to get down there because, I mean, I'll be in Branson, Missouri, for work.
Well, maybe not this show, but there's more shows coming up, whenever, you have time, of course,
Yeah. Hey, you can't forget about that, that Ringside Diner down there, man. I mean, that's. Right. I'm sorry, man. I'm kind of hooked on that place. Like, man, shoot, me. I took the family just to go down there one Saturday when I wasn't even working, and I knew it was open. I was like, let's go eat. Right. I was like, yeah, so
sure.
We drove 85 miles to go eat. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, especially when that's the only thing that's open.
Oh yeah, but I mean, no. There's it's good staff, good food, and great stuff there. So also with IEW though, I know there's two shows. I think one's in New Canton on the 4th, September 4th, and then they're coming back to Granite City on September 18th.
Right.
So
was the 18th or the 25th that I saw?
The 18th.
It's the 18th.
Right. It's the 18th. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think someone's got to go look at their calendar again. We're like, oops, I guess I'll see if I can make it.
It's just, Well, like I said, the show down this Saturday at IWA, this thing that we really got going on, this Devastation Incorporated thing that we're doing with Vashawn and everything, and Kurt Reed and everything and stuff, and those guys. I mean, we're just really tearing it up. I mean, it's also remind me somewhat of the Gentleman's Club, and I'm sure you guys know of that and everything and stuff. It's just this bond that's just there that just really through a new era in IWA. I mean,
and I'm not going to
confirm like that.
I'm not going to confirm or deny yet that Vashawn has talked to somebody sitting at this table about coming to IWA and helping with that new kind of gentleman's club type thing.
Devastation Incorporated?
Yeah.
That's it.
I ain't going to confirm or deny. I'm just saying there might be a sighting of, one of the guys sitting at this table here pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm coming. Believe that. we had a very long conversation, and just to let you know,
That would, I mean, I mean, if you come down there to be, man, that will be something. And I think I kind of know why, but like I said, we'll just have a meeting and discuss that when the time is right.
hey, I'm always down for a meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have like any other upcoming shows or any other plugs that you want to put out there? With your personal pages or anything else like that?
Oh yeah, well always, you can follow me. I'm all over social media and everything. And so, like I said, my website at floorster.com is absolutely free. And my that have what I'm doing and my music and all my sites and everything and stuff. It is of course a 21-year-old site. Just for things that like I said, I do for my clubs and DJs and late nights and people that I meet. Sometimes you get those certain parties, pool parties, and you have to just be aware and advised of what you see because that's what happened when I'm DJing.
They let it all hang out.
All hang out, yeah. You talking about freaks. Freaks do come out at night, let me tell you. But just search Floyster. I kid you not, just go to Google and put Floyster, FLOYDSTIR. It'll show everything about me. Really does. And that's amazing. I mean, I never thought that my name was like that. I mean, it's the only one, it's the top name, and it's like, boom, here he is. I mean, yeah, so just search Floyster on Google and you will see.
Yeah. There you go, man.
Yeah.
Man, thanks for doing this for real. I had a good time with you and Ruby tonight.
I really did too. Thank you so much. And I'm sure, again, I'm looking forward to coming back soon. And, as time goes on and new developments happen and everything, and put that all together. And, let's do this again soon one day.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, like I said, it was an absolute blast to have you on here tonight and, doing this here with us. And, of course, making time. Hopefully we didn't put a complete rut in your schedule. But
no, it's good. Actually, I got tomorrow off, believe it or not. I know that's strange because I'm supposed to get some more, ink done, tattoos and stuff like that, and I was able to get back. So that's gonna be fun wrestling on Saturday with that stuff.
Yeah. Oh man. So whoa. So you get ink tomorrow and then you're gonna go wrestle Saturday?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the first time that has been done with him.
No, it isn't. But it's gonna be a sorrowful week next week. Real sorrowful. No. Real sore.
Hey, see what a lot of people don't understand, Floyd, is that I know that's not the first time that's been done with you.
Oh no, it's just been a long time. I mean, getting ink and then getting into the ring and everything and stuff. So yeah, but it'll be fun though. I have to watch because some of it can be showable, some of it cannot.
Right.
Oh man, yeah. Well, all I gotta say is good luck, man, because
thank you.
It's you get through having needles all up of wherever you're getting your tattoo at, and just make sure someone hits you there, boy. I hate to be.
But these I give you one that I'm about to get the brows retouched up. They're going to get redone. So that's the only. Yeah, I'm about to get those retouched up. So that's gonna be something. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so no straight hitting you in the face or right over the eye.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have them all patched up, white patches up there and everything, way up on my head.
I'm gonna hook you up with my daughter so you can get hers done.
Yeah, a lot of Vaseline too. It'll be a lot of Vaseline. Everything won't.
Not to throw any offense at you, but maybe you should keep a mask on throughout the
Probably, yeah. But I know one thing for sure: you don't tell someone it's like, "Don't hit me here, don't hit me there," because for sure enough, you get hit right in it.
Right.
So no, yeah. So just better just let long be long.
Shit, that's how you really don't want to hit the moneymaker for certain, because then, oh my god, getting cracked over the eyebrow though was like the easiest thing to get the bleed from though. I mean, if you take a hard shot over the brow, you're probably going to get at least for me. I mean that's my. If someone cracks me with a freaking knuckle, man, I'm like, oh crap. Next thing you know, my head, I think I'm sweating. I'm like, oh, I'm bleeding. Ah, shit.
Hey, Floyd, no joke though, brother, man. I hope to see you soon, and I love you so much, man. And thanks for doing
You
this
guys
again.
too. Thank you so much. I will. My pleasure. Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, God bless you, man. Hey, if you want to hang out in the green room, whatever, we're gonna hang around here, but we're gonna fade out from here. We're gonna thank everybody for joining us here tonight for episode number 48 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, featuring the freak himself, Pretty Boy Floyd. And right next to my right is Joker. I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby. We will keep in touch on our Facebook pages and also our Twitter pages. We'll let you know what happens next week with our next guest. Until then, have a good night and have a great weekend.
Thanks again for everybody tuning in to tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Don't forget our friends at the following: the Searcher and Hide podcast and Outside the Ring STL. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast is an LTX Enterprises production.